We are out in the left field bleachers on the patio, the porch area. What a gorgeous day out here.
Beautiful day. The wind feels like it's blowing out. It's hard to tell, though, because it may be influenced by the board above us. But feels like a hitter's day, at least from our perspective out here. But a gorgeous day. If nothing else, it's a fan's day. It's a great day to be at the ballpark.
So Chris Bryant hit one right above where we're standing yesterday, and he's hit a couple out here, hasn't he?
I was kind of hoping we get a chance, but there's such a small window of opportunity. But you never know.
You might be able to dive out of the booth.
I could leave my feet
if you'd like
be willing to make a play.
If it's that important to you to get a Chris Bryant home run ball. With more on that, Kelly Krall, who's also out here in the left field bleachers, but she's in the sun. Kelly, take it away.
I needed the sunscreen this afternoon. The left field bleachers over here by the foul pole. These guys are ready to go. They had their gloves on earlier, but we are in an area that, yes, as you guys were just saying, the weather heats up here at Wrigley. The balls are coming out this way a lot, so there should be a lot of action here. There certainly has been off the bat of Chris Bryant in his 39 career home runs here at Wrigley Field. 21 of them have come out here to left field, and a few just the past couple days. He's working on consecutive days of going long. His first, of course, against the Phillies back earlier this week. It went out over the Nuveen sign here in left field. Then it was just 2 days ago that he sent one into center. And yesterday we saw the monster blast that hit the top of the Benny sign on this video board. I know Joe Madden was asked if the video board was okay afterwards. And Chris Bryant certainly heating up at the plate right now, guys. We'll see if he can do some more of that this afternoon. And these fans can actually holler at him, maybe send a ball down to him in left field. Maybe he'll sign it and flip it back up to you, JD. That would be pretty nice of him this afternoon.
Yeah, we wouldn't mind getting a few up here for sure,
Why
Kelly.
Not?
It is just
spectacular.
Spectacular. That's a great word. Afternoon to kick off your weekend here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs welcoming in the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Cubs already with an 8.5 game lead in the division, and they welcome back a former teammate, Wellington Castillo, and Kelly will chat with him in a moment.
set this weekend. Welcome back to Comcast Sportsnet, and this is your Coors Light game report. Of course, with the Diamondbacks in town, that means former Cub Wellington Castillo is back here at the friendly confines. Of course, always good to see former teammates, and Wellington Castillo has certainly moved on and done very well with the D-backs. He'll be back behind the plate for Archie Bradley this afternoon, and I had a chance to catch up with him this afternoon and just see what it's like to see some of his former teammates and how good they're doing now.
I'm good. Always is good to be here. It's a great city, you know. It's a good memories in here. So always good to be back to Chicago.
What do you think about what this team is doing over here now? I mean, you may keep an eye on them a little bit. You're obviously concerned with what the Diamondbacks are doing, but pretty impressive to see how this team's kind of turned around since you were here.
Yeah. You know, that was the plan, and with the front office to get to the point where they're at now, and I think they've been doing a good job, and they are good now. So they're playing good, and they have good players out there.
Who are some of the guys you still like to catch up with when you come to town?
Straub is my guy. So hanging out with being play against each other in minor leagues, and had the time to play a little bit over there. So with him, so hanging out, we are good friends.
Speaking of some guys you came up with, Wilson Contreras is a guy they obviously have their eye on. You know him pretty well. What do you remember about his skill set? How close do you think he could be to possibly making an impact at the next level?
You know what? He's always have good abilities to play. Like he always was good. And something that he's getting better now is like he's mature. He's a little older and know how to control the game a little bit more. And when he used to not call a good game when he wasn't hitting good, but now he's a little mature. I talked to him a little bit in spring training, so and I see the mature over him. So I think he's really close to be in Chicago and help that team win too.
Do you relate to that because you remember what it was like when you first came up and how young you were trying to do it, and whether you had a good game at the plate or not, you were still relied upon to be calling a good game behind the plate. Like, do you relate to that in a way?
Yeah, I learning over the years. I learning a lot, so that's why I talked to him about it, because I went through it, so and I don't want him to go through what I went in the past. So and he's a great guy. He's a great player too. So I think he's gonna help him at some point.
Okay, tell the fans at home today who are getting to see Bradley here what they can expect from your battery mate this afternoon.
A lot. Always, I'm gonna go out there and compete and give it 100% all the time.
Good to hear from Wellington Castillo there. And on the other side of that, Miguel Montero, former Diamondback, said all he cares about, taking 3 this weekend. Let's go ahead and send it to the national anthem. Wayne Mesmer at the mic.
At this time, please remain standing and join Wayne Mesmer as he honors America with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
In Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Transparency. Low fares. Nothing to hide.
Back here in the left field bleachers, getting set for the Diamondbacks and the Cubs. Cubs are 6-1 on this homestand, and the main theme has been excellent starting pitching. The Cubs have had 2 complete games, Hendricks and Lester. Kyle went 8 yesterday. John Lackey starts June after a really good month of May.
Yeah, 2.09 ERA for John Lackey in 6 May starts. He's got an ERA below 2 here at Wrigley Field this year. It's been so much fun to watch pitch. He's so aggressive, throws strike one a high percentage of the time. You see his outing on Sunday against the Phillies. He walked 4 but was able to pitch around it because he only allowed 4 hits. Gave up a run, struck out 6, and that's been pretty much the story with Lackey, deep into just about every one of his starts.
Let's hear from the manager.
The biggest difference, I think, is Lackey and the fact that he is pitching so well and what he brings to the group. Starting pitching, like anything else, is contagious. When you're pitching well, everybody wants to not be the weak link. So I anticipate it's going to continue. I still think that we have to be careful regarding how we monitor their use. It's not surprising. I really think I thought we were capable of all this, especially if Kyle's your 5th starter. What he's capable of doing, that's pretty good stuff.
Just the fact that they've used 5 through 2 months. Not many teams can make that claim.
No, they haven't had to reach down to the minor leagues for any help in that starting rotation. Everybody's been healthy. They've been very cognizant of protecting arms. So there have been games where Joe's been, thinking about extending a guy and says, you know what, we got a long season to play. Let's shut him down. And so far, it has worked out beautifully.
Archie Bradley, we've been hearing his name for a long time. He's going to start for the Diamondbacks today. A high draft pick. It hasn't gone all that smoothly, but the Diamondbacks are still high on him.
Big, sturdy right-hander, just 23 years of age, former #1 pick back in 2011. So it's taken him a while, but still a very young man with a big arm. And they feel like he's turned a corner. He's made 3 big league starts this year, has a high ERA, but last time out, really, really good against the Padres.
How about those road unis? The Arizona Diamondbacks in town for the weekend. We'll have our bleacher broadcast, the first pitch right around the corner here on Comcast Sportsnet. Baez sends one deep to left, and it's gone. Hayward, right field, gone. Chris Bryant, towering blast. How far will it go? Off the board, gone. A basket shot for Rizzo. Diving grab, Baez. Out there, double play, game over. Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Bleachers are packed today, and we have joined them out here in left field. The Cubs hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks here on Comcast Sportsnet. The Cubs 37-15, an 8.5 game lead in the Central. Diamondbacks struggling this year, 8 under 500, 10 games back in the National League West. And Jim DeShays, it is a gorgeous afternoon.
Could not ask for a better day to play ball. Sun is shining, it's a little breezy, very comfortable. What a week it's been. Oh, it's been beautiful.
Weather's been great. The Cubs are playing well, 6-1 to start this 10-gamer. And before we start today's ball game, let's check out greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. What a game last night in San Diego as the Mariners through 5 innings were down 10 runs. They win the game 16-13. The Orioles hit 7 blasts to beat the Red Sox, and Madison Bumgarner has 11 home runs his last 190 plate appearances to match Bryce Harper.
Yeah, that's a great little note on Madison Bumgarner. Obviously a threat when he's in the batter's box. And boy, yeah, things turning ugly for that Padre club. Their CEO just kind of ripped into him on the radio the other day. Said they were embarrassing, and then they go out and blow a 10-run lead. Oh well.
Let's get Chip Hale's Diamondbacks Southwest starting lineup. The Diamondbacks are 9-20 at home, 15-12 on the road. Gene Segura off to a good start. Michael Bourne recently signed as they needed some outfield help. Goldschmidt is their best player. Lamb in the cleanup spot. You heard from Wellington Castillo on the pregame. Chris Owings, infielder by trade, is in center. Asmani Tomas in left. Nick Ahmed, terrific with the glove. Bats 8 with Bradley, the pitcher, hitting 9th.
And we'll check in with the Cubs defensively. You see Chris Bryant's going to make the start in left this afternoon. Fowler center, Hayward right. LaStella, Joe looking for an opportunity to get him in the lineup, and he's out there today. Baez Zobrist in the middle as Russell gets a day off. Big Riz at first. Miguel Montero behind the plate. Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher. This is the big right-hander John Lackey making his 11th start. He's been outstanding, 5-2 with a 3.16 ERA.
Here are your umpires. Hunter Wendelstedt, the crew chief, calling balls and strikes. Scott Barry at first, Trip Gibson at second, Gabe Morales over at third. And this is the only matinee in baseball. Everything else later tonight. And we want to welcome those watching on MLB Network, around the world on the Armed Forces Network, and coast to coast in Canada on Rogers Sportsnet. Here we go. Fastball 93 with some life. Top of the zone for strike 1. Gene Segura hit 2 homers against Lackey in Arizona in April, including an inside the Parker.
Yeah, and he's got very good career numbers against John. 210 out of 22 with those 2 home runs, a .455 batting average. Does that scare Lackey out of the strike zone? Of course not. Attacks and ultimately finishes them off.
Good start for Lackey as he strikes out Segura.
That's one of the things you notice about John Lackey. He comes out of the bullpen, and he's got his A stuff right from the get-go. Opposing hitters against Lackey, first time through the batting order, are hitting 123 against him. That's the lowest batting average against any starting pitcher first time through in Major League Baseball.
Michael Bourne swings at the first pitch before we can even talk about his circuitous route to the Diamondbacks this year. We'll get into that a little later. 2 quick outs.
I could make a Bourne identity joke, but I won't. Diamondbacks, speaking of identity, they've been playing around with their uniform. I think somebody threw some dark blues into some whites or something. Looks like a laundry error is what it looks like.
Yeah, I like the idea because it's very different in terms of the main road color. I think the hard part sometimes is kind of reading the name on the back. You need some lighter numbers or nameplates. Goldschmidt in the air out this way.
I got it,
Chris.
I got it.
And that's it. I believe that was a 6-pitch first inning for John Lackey. Cubs coming up. Binny's Beverage Depot. If Dexter Fowler gets a hit, or maybe when he does, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicagoland Food Depository. Dexter Fowler has been lights out in the first inning. More on that in a second. The rest of the Cubs Southwest lineup. Hayward and Bryant went back-to-back yesterday. Rizzo homered. Zobrist back in the lineup. He was off. Tommy La Stella gets his first start on the homestand. The ex-D-back. Montero catching. Javier Baez, maybe his best game of the year yesterday. John Lackey hitting ninth.
Diamondbacks defensively feature this group. Tomas Owens, Bourne in the outfield. Bourne a center fielder, playing right today. Owens an infielder, but he's been good out in center. Nick Ahmad, as Len mentioned, one of the better shortstops in the league. He's joined in the middle by Gene Segura, Lamb, and Goldschmidt on the corners. You know, the backstop, it's Wellington Castile, the former Cub, and the Lexus starting pitcher for Arizona here today, Archie Bradley. Big sturdy right-hander, 23 years of age. Fastball, curveball, and a changeup. Saw him in spring training, and if I recall, the Cubs knocked him around pretty good.
6'4", 225, 7th overall pick in the 2011 draft. We'll get to the Dexter Fowler notes. He leads the majors, having reached base 24 times to start a game, including the last 5 in a row. In the first inning, he's batting .432 with a .500 on base percentage. This is how good he's been, JD.
Yes.
You look at his rate stats, average on base slugging. The lowest those three individually have been all year. Slash line of 312, 429, 519. That's it. Been that or better as he strikes out.
Well, yeah, he was hitting for such a high average for a long time, and you knew it would be almost impossible to sustain that. So he's come back to earth to a degree. But if he's able to stay right where he is now, he's going to put up monster numbers.
So here's Hayward, who hit his 99th career home run yesterday, his first at Wrigley as a Chicago Cub. And we have seen good signs here lately from Jason at the plate.
Been seeing a lot of pitches up in the zone. This was not letter high, and he was able to turn on it.
Nothing in 2 the count. Bradley making his Wrigley Field debut as the curveball.
Yeah, well, if the Diamondbacks are going to get back into contention in the West, they're going to need some help from guys like Bradley. They were very optimistic at the start of the year. They signed Zach Greinke, traded for Shelby Miller. They had one of the better offensive clubs in baseball last year. Series of injuries and poor performance has really cost him. This kid's off to a good start.
Back-to-back Ks for Bradley. Great view from just above Waveland in the left field bleachers. Here's Chris Bryant, who is homered now in back-to-back games for the 3rd time in the last 3.5 weeks. Leading the National League with 39 runs. Good curveball.
Get to 96 with the fastball. He'll sit right around 93. It's a sharp spike curveball that he throws. Aggressive there at 94. You know, command has been an issue for Bradley, and you know, trying to turn the corner to become a major league pitcher. Made a few starts for them last year, did not have success, but his numbers at AAA this year off the charts. 5-1 with a .199 ERA.
1-2. Oh,
my goodness.
Well, he missed it completely. Is it a strike?
I think it is.
And the inning is
Yeah,
over.
he was-
Hopefully Castillo is all
He
right.
got crossed up, and there's some confusion. Hunter Wendelstedt, the home plate umpire, calling a dead ball. Is he saying that Chris got a piece of this? Well, he's expecting a breaking ball here. Oh, man.
All right, so the question is, did Bryant foul it? And it sounds like that's what Wendelstedt is saying. I don't think he ever saw that pitch. I mean, he's going down like that ball's going to be in the dirt.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think is he's expecting breaking ball.
So it's still 1-2 on Bryant.
Nope. Easy now, Archie. Don't be walking off yet. Still work to be done. Lamped up, thought he struck out the side. Oh, how that could be a crossover, but nobody on base. It happens. Pretty rare.
He's going right after Chris Bryant. And his heater here, 2-2. Rizzo is on deck.
Trying to set an aggressive tone, isn't he? Working quickly, attacking the strike zone. He's got a little bit of drift to the third base side in his delivery. Looks like he works across his body a little bit. Signed out of high school. He's from Oklahoma. Was recruited to play quarterback at the University of Oklahoma.
Center, and it'll get down. Bryant on his way to second, and he's in with a double. That was an eventful at bat for sure. Diamondbacks thought they were out of the inning a couple of different times. But instead, Bradley will have to face Anthony Rizzo with a man in scoring position.
Aggressive again with the fastball, outer third, up above the knees a little bit. Bryant's having a very nice homestand.
Mike Butcher with an early visit to the mound. By the way, Chris Owings is playing center. A.J. Pollock with a broken elbow is on the disabled list. Owings is a middle infielder by nature and has played the outfield this year for the first time in his major league career. He has graded out pretty well. So far.
The fact that they got Michael Bourne over in right field leads you to believe that he's handled center field Owings quite well.
Yeah, Bourne, a former Gold Glover. Here's Anthony Rizzo, who hosted a very successful cook-off for cancer event last night. The place was packed. As well, he just tried to throw the ball back to his pitcher, and he hit Anthony in the head. Almost had, what was it, Russell Martin?
I was going to say the Toronto Texas
Shin-Soo Choo, right? Watch this.
Doink. Where'd that ball end up? I didn't see where it came to. KB could have raced to third base.
One strike on Anthony. He homered yesterday. Swing and a miss.
So with a couple of switch hitters, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will swing from the left side against Bradley here this afternoon.
John Lackey with a 6-pitch top of the first. Cubs are making Bradley work here in the home half. Bradley hit 100 on the radar gun when he was in high school. You can see the stuff is really good.
Small sample, but you see left-handers have had a fair bit of success against him. I'm guessing that'll turn around when he gains better command of a changeup.
Time for the mini Let's Motor player profile. See what Rizzo did as the Cubs took 3 out of 4 at Arizona on the first road trip of the season. Ground ball right into the shift as Nick Ahmed makes the play. After an inning on a gorgeous day here in Chicago, 0-0. CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Underway now in the second.
Normally what you think of when you think of a dog and a beer, but there you go.
Jake Lamb off to a really good start. Left-handed hitting third baseman. Right down the middle from Lackey. It's 1-1.
Lamb will give you a good at bat. He'll take his walks. He's got power.
Well, the overall statistical look at this Diamondbacks team, 5th in the National League in runs. Everybody expected them to be a good offensive club. 13th in earned run average, and they have not graded out particularly well defensively as a team. So it's been about run prevention more than anything else, the biggest issue they've had.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, having a hard time winning at home. 9-20 in their home ballpark. They're 3 games above 500, 15-12 on the road.
Line shot deep right, and caught by Hayward. That was fun to watch from left as he gracefully went back to the warning track.
Now, there wasn't a whole lot of air under this one, so he had to turn around and get back there in a hurry. Tracking, leaping, and hauling it in.
They say the double play ball is a pitcher's best friend, but how about a right fielder who saves a leadoff double?
That's a good friend. That's a very good friend. It's about all you can rob here. You can't climb up into the basket to take away a home run.
Castillo started last year as one of 3 catchers on the Cubs roster. Nailed Hunter Wendelstedt.
Put up very good numbers last year, especially in the power department, among the best in the league in terms of catchers.
Really flourished with the Diamondbacks, struggled offensively with the Cubs and the Mariners. Hit 17 homers in 80 games with the D-backs.
He's 271 this year. 7 long ones. So here's the conundrum when you face John Lackey. Talked about him throwing strike one such a high percentage of the time. So if you're not aggressive, you risk falling behind in the count. If you are aggressive, and he induces more first pitch swings than anybody in Major League Baseball, 42%. So there's more Lackey minutia for you. But if so, if you take, you fall behind in the count. If you swing, it leads to some very easy innings.
Estella had a do-or-die play, but even if he barehands it successfully on the first try, he's not going to get him. So that's the first hit for the visitors.
Well, here you go. Pull it to right field as an out. Slow roller on the infield is a knock.
Baseball in a nutshell. Chris Owings has been not only good in the outfield, but much better this year so far at the plate than last season. Slider strike.
That's been a big weapon for Lackey. That swing and miss slider led to a lot of strikeouts. Now he's thinking ground ball. Owings has a brother playing collegiately at Coastal Carolina. They're getting ready for the NCAA tournament.
Connor Owings.
Coastal Carolina is where Tommy La Stella played his college ball. Coached by Gary Gilmore. No, not that Gary Gilmore.
That's who I was thinking. Thank you for clarifying. John's not too proud to beg. Asking Wendelstedt where it was. Hunter gave him a very...
Yeah, John, was it down? And Hunter just pointed away. Most umpires will give you a couple of those, but if you keep asking, you're going to lose it on you.
We need to look in the Diamondbacks farm system if there's a guy named Earnings. And Owings would be a fun double play combo. Although Owings isn't really.
Yeah, well, you can make it work.
You know what I mean.
You can stretch it, Len.
Sure work. Two balls, two strikes. Knocked down by Montero.
Lackey, his first start this year was in Arizona. It was an interesting ball game, and it was one that kind of helps define John Lackey as a competitor. He gave up 6 runs in the first 3 innings. Kind of game where a lot of guys would have just been, gone, would have kind of lost their edge to compete. But he hung in there and pitched 3 scoreless innings to get through 6. The Cubs scored a bunch of runs, ended up winning the ball game 14-6. It's like no matter what goes on, he doesn't lose confidence and he doesn't change his approach. He stays aggressive.
Two on now. For the walk to Owings, and here's Yasmani Tomas battling sore left knee this week. Tomas, 25 years old, from Havana, Cuba. Joined the Diamondbacks on a 6-year, $68.5 million contract prior to last year. This inning's been a little tougher for John than the first. 6 pitches thrown in the opening inning, 20 so far here in the second. And now he steps off. Another block by Montero.
Diamondback hitters taking a much more patient approach this inning than they did in the first.
Three and one.
This lineup leans heavily to the right side, and they miss David Peralta. He's currently on a rehab assignment. Expect him back soon.
Fly ball, right center. It's Fowler. To come way in at the very end. Runners hold, 2 outs.
Cubs are hot, and so are tickets to the games. The best availability for tickets are on weekday and night games, with limited tickets available on weekends throughout the summer. Don't wait, plan now, don't miss out on all the excitement here at Wrigley Field. For details, visit Cubs.com. What's the wind doing? Have we been able to ascertain that? Other than blowing?
East at 9. Looks like a crosswind.
Dexter, he catches a lot of balls chest high. I was wondering if he got fooled by that one a little bit. I mean, that one's kind of down almost at his waist when he caught it.
Nick Ahmed. Been good lately, hitting over 300 his last 13. He's not known for the bat. Very good defensively. Nothing in 2. Good pitch, but it doesn't count.
Oh, there's another buckle. The more pitches you've made in the inning and the more dangerous the situation, man in scoring position, you tend to ask a little bit more.
Long pause at the belt.
Oh, look at that. Good timing by Lackey.
Fastball gets him. Scoreless after an inning and a half. Bleachers today, right under the scoreboard. Great spot to watch a ball game. Sun is shining. What more could you ask for? Cubs are winning.
Peanuts.
Peanuts? You want some
Popcorn?
peanuts? Mean
Cracker
Joe
Jack?
Grove? We have any peanuts in the area? We'll
Nachos
find
in
some.
a helmet.
Nachos in a helmet.
Soft serve. Yeah, check it. This is kind of fun the way the last inning ended. Earlier in the sequence, John held the ball a long time. Ahmed asked for time and got it. And I watched strike three here. We talk about pitching being upsetting the timing of a hitter. Usually you're talking about fastball versus off-speed stuff. But here, he holds the ball a long, long while. Ahmed finally is going to ask for time again. But just as he does, Lackey decides to go. And he has to put that hand back on the bat. A little bit of a 9-1-1 emergency hack. And late on the fastball. So a little craftiness there from the veteran right-hander.
Here's Ben Zobrist. Off yesterday, back in the lineup this afternoon, and takes a strike. Yeah, the Cubs are winning 20-7 at home. First major league team to get to 20 home wins. Change up.
Would be an important pitch for Bradley. Big guy. He's made some good angles. Get on top and drive that ball downhill.
Breaking ball hit on the ground. Segura makes the play. Hey, Cub fans, we want to hear from you during today's game. Use the hashtag CubsTalk on Twitter. And be sure to follow at CSN Cubs all season long for the latest news on the boys in blue. We'll bring up Tommy La Stella. Shows bunt, looks at a curve for strike.
Stella has not had many plate appearances lately. Diamondbacks have lefty starters in the next two games of this series, so this was an opportunity for Joe to get him in there.
Two and one.
Ask and you shall receive.
Oh, some Cracker Jack in the house. Left center for La Stella. And that ball mishandled by Owings. Tommy never stopped, so he'll probably get a double out of it.
Felt like a double as it headed our way. Shading him towards left center. Just would have taken a step or two to get his body under control before making that throw. So LaStella, in all likelihood, would have had the double, and he has given a 2-base hit. Story on the radio a while back about the Cracker Jack eliminating the prize. That there's like a barcode that you scan now and then go online, and it's some kind of a, I don't know if it's an online game you play. No tattoo for you, Len, probably today in there. The little game with the little ball that you.
Right. Dig in though for sure during the break. Couple of shots here to grab the lead with LaStella at second. Fastball a little bit outside. It's 2-1. Garrett Cole went #1 in that 2011 draft. Trevor Bauer at #3. More on him in a second. Anthony Rendon went 6th. Bradley #7. Ahead of Francisco Lindor to Cleveland. And Javier Baez to the Cubs.
Pretty good draft, eh?
Yeah, Bradley's childhood friend Dylan Bundy went 4th. Bauer was the Diamondbacks' first pick. So Bradley was the 7th overall pick, but he was the second guy taken by the Diamondbacks. And neither guy is with Arizona 5 years later. Or, well, I should say, Bauer isn't with Arizona. And Bradley with just limited starts in these last couple years. He walked him, and they're 2 on with 1 out for Baez.
Yeah, and that's what I think you have to guard against as an organization when you draft a guy, and obviously that high in the draft, you have high expectations. But when you're taking a kid out of high school, it takes a while to ripen, you know, so you got to be patient. I'm sure there have been a lot of conversations internally with the Diamondbacks. Like, what's going on with this guy? You know, he should have been in the big leagues by now. Well, 23 years of age, still has plus stuff. Have to be. I look low from left field bleachers. Take a look at our pitch tracks. Yeah.
Big day yesterday for Baez. Both ways played excellent defense. Had 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a home run and a Sammy hop. Stella at second, Montero at first.
This is 3 in a row for Baez, isn't it? Third base 2 days ago.
He's kind of pulling a Craig Counsell, starting all over the infield. Third base Wednesday night, played second for Zobrist yesterday, and filling in for Addison Russell in this one.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it when you have a guy who's so talented defensively that he can play those positions and be the equal, if not an upgrade, defensively to the guy he's replacing. It makes it very easy for a manager to give, you know, his everyday guys a day off or reposition him. In the case of Chris Bryant, move him out to left field.
Mentioned lefties against the Cubs the next 2 days. Escobar and Corbin. Might see Anthony Rizzo, Jason Hayward get another day off at some point here in the next couple. That's where a very strong bench helps. And I think winning helps. Cubs have an 8.5 game lead. It makes it much easier to get everybody into the mix. And if you're Joe, you don't feel like you have to start everybody every day.
Yeah, it takes away a little bit of that sense of urgency. And it wasn't that long ago that the Pirates had crept to within 4.5 games of the Cubs. This homestand, the Cubs have been playing really well. Well, it started at the end of the road trip when they took 2 out of 3 from St. Louis. Pirates have lost 3 in a row. They've just kind of break even over the last 10.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 outs. It's a big out for Bradley. So he'll now have to face Lackey. It's a spiked curve. The idea of the index finger, kind of when the nail digging in, is to take it out of the mix a little bit, right?
Yeah, to give you leverage with the middle finger to pull down to get that rotation. Now, some people will refer to it as a knuckle curve, but it's not really a true knuckle curve. A knuckle curve, you actually push out as you deliver the ball. Very few guys have thrown that pitch. At least my understanding of a true knuckle curve. Bert Hooton did. Happy Hooton. Cup fans will remember him. Threw a no-hitter in his 4th major league start.
Cubs pitchers have done a nice job with the bat here in 2016. 2. Lackey foul tips. That's it. Well, we're going to enjoy some Cracker Jack during the break. And a scoreless tie. Yeah, you got it.
Can't wait to see what my prize is. scoreless. Diamondbacks tomorrow here at 1:20. And up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans receive a commemorative oversized trading card presented by Topps. For more information, visit Cubs.com.
Fun day at the old ballpark. We ran into Hall of Famer Tony La Russa, Chief Baseball Officer with the Diamondbacks, and he was just kind of walking around the upper deck.
Yeah, having a dog
views.
and soaking in the atmosphere. The story in the Tribune today, Paul Sullivan wrote about the visiting clubhouse and when the renovation is going to come, and he talked to Clayton Kershaw and some other guys, and they're looking forward to some improvements in the visiting clubhouse, but I hope they don't change it a whole lot. And you know, players around the league and coaches and managers say, "Are you insane?"
Okay, what's your reason?
My point is, it's a link. It's a link that the modern player shares with guys years and years and years ago. I would hate to see that go away.
Yeah, I'm with you. All strike 3. So Wendelstedt gives Lackey a little bit extra off the plate to get the opposing pitcher his 3rd strikeout.
And with all the new ballpark construction and then renovation, there's very few ballparks and parts of ballparks that harken back to the old days. And I think you got Fenway, you got Wrigley, you got some cramped quarters. Hang with them. They're only here for 3 days at a time.
Segura with a base hit.
Look at him go.
And on his way to second. And he's out. He thinks he got in. Chip Hale waiting to see from his video people.
Head first dive kind of slowed him down as he hit the dirt. He lost a little speed.
For now, it's a single and 8-4 to get him. No challenge coming from Chip Hale.
Challenge he might have won. I think that left hand may have gotten to the base before the tag was applied.
Curve strike on Bourne.
I would imagine the word Chip got from his video guy was, well, we can't tell. And he decided not to risk his challenge with a we can't tell.
If it's the 9th inning and you're down a run, you challenge.
Absolutely.
1-2 to Bourne. So he signed a minor league deal on May 10th. Came up from AA 5 days later after being designated for assignment by the Braves on April 2nd. Then signed a minor league deal with Toronto on April 22nd. Was released on May 7th. So it has been an unusual year for a longtime major league veteran. Swing and a miss. And the inning is quickly over. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 0-0. It. Bert Hooton as a member of the Chicago Cubs, April 16th, 1962.
Like Greg Luzinski.
Or 72.
Yeah, and that was that knuckle curve, a good sharp downward breaking curve ball from Bert Hooton. But you can't look at that video enough just because of his reaction.
I agree.
Understated, fist pump, kind of whatever thing he had going on.
Yep. 1-0 on Dexter Fowler. Fastball strike. One missed low. Left-handed, Fowler hitting .326 this season. Bradley thought he had made a pitch. Instead of 2-2, it's 3-1.
Nothing wrong with a big swing here.
Good.
With the count in your favor, you got a guy who likes his heater. You're pretty comfortable you're going to get one. Let it eat.
Ground to first. Goldschmidt makes the play. Time for our Xfinity high-speed action. Jason Hayward, a weapon on defense. Majestic out there and right.
Take it to the end zone, big fella. Since he's coming into the league, he is the leader in defensive runs saved.
Slicing drive to deep left and caught on the warning track by Tomas. Hit well. So 2 down, it'll bring up Bryant. Bradley had an injury-plagued season last year. Early in the season, he got drilled by a Carlos Gonzalez liner in the face. He ended up only missing 2.5 weeks, but it left some mental scars, as he later admitted to worrying at the time about being hit again. Eventually suffered a shoulder injury, and that knocked him out of action for a few months. But if you're out there on the mound and you're thinking about that, it's not a good place to be, right? You can't think about this guy might hit a blind drive right at my face.
No, there are times when it creeps into your mind, but you got to find a way to block it out. Not as much as a hitter. That seems to be a constant with hitters.
He works his first 1-2-3 inning today, and we head to the 4th. Scoreless.
top of the fourth with your Coors Light game report, and I'm hanging out with the Fowlers, Howlers out. All right, here's the deal. All of these guys are typically wearing these Howlers t-shirts made by 1908, which you can get. And of course, Dexter and his wife Aaliyah, big fans of this group and what they're doing right now, and hoping to turn it into a charitable initiative where maybe they can give away some of these seats each game to special fans. And these guys have a special chant real quick. They want to try and get Dexter's his attention, right guys? Show me how it's done.
2, 3. Ballers, Howlers! Ballers, Howlers! Ballers, Howlers!
Very nice, right guys?
Ballers, Howlers!
Yeah, he heard it.
All right, Dex, we love you!
Yeah, he really engages with the bleacher fans. I noticed between innings. All the Cubs outfielders do, but one to Goldschmidt is in the dirt.
And the road guys too. You are better off embracing them than trying to ignore them, because then they're really going to light you up, and obviously it's never an issue for the home guys.
Lackey's 2-1 pitch. But he is not afraid, is he?
No, that's not in his vocabulary, I don't think. I mean, just
right at Goldschmidt.
It's a percentage play for him. You know, he knows if he's aggressive, he can get early outs, he can be efficient, he's got a chance to pitch deep into games. Now he's a smart pitcher. He's been around a long time. There are going to be situations where he's going to work around a certain hitter.
That one up to 95 miles an hour, and it's 3-2 on the major league walks leader. Goldschmidt has taken 53 passes so far. So you've got to make a pitch to get him out here. Here it comes. It's in the air to Fowler in center.
Experience the Budweiser bleachers under the left field video board. Well, we are. It's one of the newest amenities. It's the left field porch, and it's really nice. This private porch setting offers tremendous views of the game with both sunny and shaded areas. Available in 50 to 100 blocks, you will enjoy lounge-style seating, unlimited beverages, and access 2 hours prior to first pitch. For more information, visit Cubs.com/premier.
And 1 on Lamb. Will get into right. He's hit the ball well a couple of times, robbed by Hayward in his first at bat. Wellington Castillo. A lot of Cub connections with the Diamondbacks. Castillo, the former Cub. Dave McKay down at first base, former Cubs coach. Mark Grace, Dave Magadan, also on their coaching staff, ex-Cubs. And you see what Castillo did as a Cub and what Montero did as a D-back.
Little roller on the infield for a base hit for Castillo. First time up.
Three 3-0.
Lackey working behind in the count more frequently today than he normally does. Able to command that outside corner with that cutter slider that he likes to throw. Not be surprised if Castillo had to go here.
He does. Fowler in, and I think that ball actually hit him in the face after it hit the grass. It looks like he's all right. So a 3-0 swing and a base hit. Ooh, right in the chin.
Castillo leading a charmed life today. Ground ball,
hit, yeah.
Ground ball on the infield turns into a hit here. A cracked bat blooper on 3-0 turns into a knock.
So 2 on for center fielder Owings. He has had to work a lot harder since a 6-pitch first inning. See his pitch count close to 60.
Well, he's trying every trick in the book. He's using that drop down delivery from time to time. He's really altering the timing of his delivery. That time he barely came set before breaking to home. Seen him hold it for a long time.
6, 4, 3, a double play, and the inning is over. So Dexter Fowler's Howlers enjoying that.
Fowler's Howlers!
Sure did.
Fowler's Howlers! Fowler's Howlers!
Coors Light is the stretch. To see the complete list of the CSN bars of the game presented by Coors Light, visit csnchicago.com. Before the game, get a chance to head over to the stretch. We may be close to a full house today. Batting here in the bottom of the 4th. Nothing tie. Another guy with the Diamondbacks with the cup ties, Bob Brenly. He will sing the stretch a little later.
Kind of quiet in that booth next to him up there.
Yeah. Steve Berthiaume. And what's going on in our booth?
Well, I heard there was going to be a little picnic, but right now it's.
So he's doing calisthenics. Is that Wynn? Who is that? time. Ball one on Rizzo. Win Griffiths getting his workout in. Big home run cut. We'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Reynolds Cable. Where do you think Reynolds Cable is located?
I'm going to say Reynolds, Iowa.
Reynolds, Illinois.
Reynolds, Illinois. When having plus stuff really pays off, they're trying to crowd Rizzo with a fastball there, and that pitch leaked back out over the plate. But when you've got 94 with life, you're more likely to get away with it. Time he was bound and determined to get it in.
The dirt. Richard Bradley got hit in the face last year and was very fortunate to avoid serious injury. He said when he came back he was facing Giancarlo Stanton.
Well, I'm going to be scared of anybody. That would be a good one.
All four. And the quote is, "I was worried about him hitting the ball at me instead of trying to get him out." So he admitted he probably should have taken a little more time to get back to the big leagues.
Yeah, especially if you can't push that out of your mind. And then the really big issue is if you let it affect you mechanically. If you start to recoil, get out of your mechanics, obviously you could become less effective. And you could also get hurt. You could hurt your arm doing that.
Here's Zobrist. Rizzo on with the leadoff walk. Ben has cooled off a bit the last few days after what he says has been the best stretch of his career. He has now struck out in 7 straight games going into today. I would not expect that to last. There's the 0-1.
Hitters are a lot like golfers. In golf, there are some guys that are always tinkering with their swing, always trying new things. There are other guys that they swing and they just live with it, whether they're playing really well or not. And I think the same thing applies to baseball players. So as soon as they start to go in a little bit of a downturn, well, maybe I need to hold my hands a little higher. Maybe I need to stand a little further away from home plate. Whatever it is. And then there are other guys that are more, hey man, maybe look at some video, see what it looked like when I was going. Well, yeah, that's where I need to be. That's what I'm still doing. So it's not so much a mechanical thing. But the mental grind of being an everyday player, having to deal with the ups and downs, that's the big challenge.
Yep. Another 1-2. Segura, Ahmed, Goldschmidt. And a double play. So 2 outs on 1 swing. Base is empty, and it's Tommy La Stella. Well, the minor league season ends usually second or third day of September. It's always a big adjustment for position players when they get here. Oh, we have another month, and if we make the playoffs, maybe another month after that.
And that's where the depth pays off, where you can rest guys throughout the long season and maybe ease younger players into that routine. But on a winning club, I think it's less of an issue because there's just that natural, bump you get when you're playing on a winning team. You come to the ballpark with a little more energy. September for a team that's 25 games under 500, that's ugly. That's why I completely refute that notion of, oh, they're dangerous. They've got nothing to lose. It's bunk.
You'd rather play an also-ran in September.
Absolutely.
Stella went, and the inning is over. 5 strikeouts for Bradley. He's been impressive. John Lackey as well. Show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC.
Get to your prize yet?
I have not. What did you get?
I got a sticker. It says "Step up to the plate." It's got a little baseball guy on it.
Very nice.
Put it on my jacket.
Tomas Lyons to Zobrist. It is 70s night tonight in Philadelphia. Phillies and the Brewers. Brewers will wear the powder blues. The Phillies, though, they're not wearing the zipper.
The zipper?
Yes. You remember those?
I don't know. You're going to have to show me a picture.
They're the throwbacks tonight are button downs. You don't remember the zipper uniforms? We'll have to get a shot of that.
Show us a picture.
I think you faced that uniform. But you don't remember.
I must have hid the zipper well. What was the zipper era in Philadelphia?
I'd say 80s. Maybe late 70s. Or most of the 80s. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Potential easy inning here for Lackey. First pitch out off the bat of Tomas. Now the 8-hole hitter Ahmed down in the count. Got the pitcher next. Let's put a few pitches in the bank.
Yeah.
No,
Ringing a bell?
No, the color does for sure. I don't remember the zipper.
I'm hoping somebody would go back to that look. I liked it. When will a major league team go back to a pullover? That was very popular in the 70s. Called strike 3.
Second time Ahmed has struck out, swinging last time. So, indeed, Lackey poised here for a quick inning if he can get Bradley. He's been anticipating a breaking ball there.
Strike to the pitcher. And looking in the third. Strike 2.
I would put a vote in for the sleeveless uni, the old sleeveless uni.
With the short sleeve undershirt?
Either way, but as long as there's some, make sure there's a shirt underneath. Kind of like the long sleeve better, but I would accept the short sleeve. Ted Kluszewski could show off his guns.
Swing and a miss on the slider to end the inning. That's 6 for Lackey through 5. Still no score. Follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, all season long on CSNChicago.com. Presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich, serving the community for 38 years. Go to jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. We have a bachelorette party in the bleachers
looked like it, yeah. Well, we're up here in this porch area. It's a really cool part of the ballpark. People are mingling around behind us, chatting, having a beverage.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody in this area for letting us join them as Bradley gets to the bag before Montero, 3-1.
Reminds me, people of a certain age might remember Rowan and Martin's Laughing. Remember that old show?
Oh, yeah.
Variety show, comedy show. And they'd always go, they'd go, let's go to the party. And then we turn around and there's the party going on behind us.
People dancing.
Yeah. Ruth Buzzy.
Yes, wave, you're on TV. It's the least we can do. We're standing in front of you. What has Bradley done to handcuff the Cubs?
Well, he's got good stuff. And it looks like he's got a little hop on his four-seam fastball. And he has the ability to, even when it's down, it has that life. Some guys have life on a fastball when it's elevated. His fastball, even when it's down around the knees, has that little riding action.
Talk about life.
Yeah, and it's not like he's picking away at corners. He's thrown a number of fastballs over the heart of the plate.
He went after the high one, couldn't get it.
He set a very aggressive tone early. He was working fast. Now he slows it down a little bit with men on base. With nobody on, he's really aggressive.
Two to Lackey.
Some pitchers, they set you up, they fool you, they beat you by moving the ball in and out. Other guys just overpower you. I think that's mostly been the case with Bradley today. It's been mostly about his stuff.
John wasn't going to swing no matter what, or he just recognized it real early. And that will end the inning. The 70s, that was a decade for experiments. White Sox with the shorts one summer. Didn't last long though, did it?
Looking good though, looking good. Get her, Gar.
Comcast Sportsnet. This is your Coors Light in-game report out here in the left field bleachers. And all of these fans had a tremendous view of watching John Lackey warm up just below here, the Cubs bullpen with Miguel Montero. Lackey, of course, throwing up a lot of zeros so far, 6 strikeouts. One of the things Joe Madden said about him before the game, guys, he feels like he is the linchpin to this starting rotation. He has been the difference. Very consistent so far. He's looking for his 7th game now out of 8 where he goes 7 innings or more. So certainly high praise from the manager and what he's done so far this season.
Kelly, thank you. Six hits combined. Cubs have only 2 of those. And this feels like a big out for John, considering Gene Segura has had his number over the years.
Diamondbacks getting ready to go through the batting order for a 3rd time.
Segura is 11 out of 24 against Lackey. And a disappointing season for Arizona, but Segura has been really good. One of his best games of the season was very early on. Yeah. Segura with the inside to Parker, and that was it for Kyle Schwarber. It was the 2nd homer of that game.
Yeah, he's hit 5 home runs this year. Most of them came early. That's not a big part of his game. He's at his best a high average hitter. He doesn't walk much at all. So he's not your prototypical leadoff guy. His walk rate is like a little better than 2%. So his on-base percentage is driven almost entirely by his batting average.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
How do you get to Wrigley Field? Do Cubs suggest taking public transportation? They do offer a free bike check, now located by the Addison Red Line station. And if you drive your car, the Cubs provide free remote parking and shuttle service on night and weekend games. For information, visit the A to Z guide at Cubs.com.
Curve strike to Bourne. See outside. Phillies, Astros, Braves, Indians. Braves again briefly, and now the Diamondbacks over an 11-year major league career for Michael Bourne.
Over 300 stolen bases in his career. Grew up in the Houston area, was a teammate as a kid with Carl Crawford.
Bourne now 33. Never been a big home run threat. His career high 9 back in 2012, an all-star year with the Braves, 2nd time he was an all-star.
Most of the pitches that John has reacted that way on have been just off the plate or borderline.
Swing and a miss for his 4th consecutive punch out, 8 in the ball game.
Fellas gathering steam here. This curveball stays on the plate. The previous one off the outside corner. This one well placed on the plate, but well down below the knees to get the swing and miss from Bourne.
Goldschmidt with a ground ball. Zobrist leaves his feet, makes the play, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 0-0. trivia, don't miss another entertaining episode of Beer Money Sunday night on CSN. Watch fans test their knowledge and try to win big. Beer Money presented by Coors Light, Sunday at 7 on CSN Chicago. Underway, bottom 6. Strike on Dexter Fowler. Curve to start it.
Oof.
Fastball looked pretty good. Bradley didn't get the call.
A good sharp breaking pitch that Bradley features to go along with that high octane heater.
See, that was 91,
Yeah.
but it looks, maybe feels like 95 or 6.
It's been one of the themes of this homestand, the curveball. The Philly staff throws more curveballs than any team in the league. Bolsinger the other day for the Dodgers, that was his primary weapon.
Got him on the curveball. So that is his 3rd consecutive strikeout. He has matched Lackey on the day now with 8. Hayward called out on strikes in the 1st inning. Line to the warning track out here in left in the 3rd.
Bradley making his 4th start this year, made 8 starts for the D-backs last year. He's 2-3 with a .580 earned run average last season. So we put it all together, 4-3, .591, 11 major league starts under his belt. Coming into play here today. They've got another inexperienced starter going tomorrow. Edwin Escobar, he's made 1 major league start. So Chip Hale getting valuable innings out of Bradley here today, knowing full well it could be a short day for his starter tomorrow.
Steele, I think, wanted that one down. It was way up. And there is action in the bullpen. Right-hander is Jake Barrett. Zach Curtis, the lefty. The 2-2. It's full.
Good take. Swinging miss pitch there. Hayward able to lay off.
Line center field and a base hit in front of Owens. One out single for Hayward. First hit since the 2nd inning for the Cubs.
Eight strikeouts, 1 shy of his career high. His last time out, he punched out 9 Padres. It's taken in a different context will be a felony, but in baseball it's okay. He likes his curveball, and we know what Bryant does to mistake breaking balls. On the elevated heater. Well, he didn't like the location. Wants to talk to him. Usually the first sign of fatigue. Well, two things you look for. One, all of a sudden contact gets a lot crisper. The hitters usually let a manager know when his guy in the mound is starting to fatigue. The other part of it is location. As you get tired, you have less control over your body. The release point wavers. You start to miss typically up, maybe up on the arm side. Start to fall out of your delivery a little bit.
Yeah, I always enjoy having to carry you off the plane for a late-night flight. It's not easy.
It's teamwork.
Right. Hadley nearing 100 pitches today. Called strike 3. 2 outs. Here comes Anthony Rizzo.
See if Jason Hayward tries to steal a bag here. Maybe let the at-bat play out a little bit. Anthony falls down in the count. Make more sense to gamble then. If Rizzo's locked in. I don't think too much about running. Just hopefully hits one in the gap or knocks one into the seats.
Much happening offensively for either team. Which have had just 2 guys reach second base. The same goes for the D-backs. Fly ball the other way. Tomas coming over, and the ball lands foul and in the seats.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to this stage of the game anyway lament missed opportunities. There just haven't been many. Down in the count, Rizzo less likely to slug. This would be a good time to think about trying to steal a base. Don't you almost never see in Major League Baseball anymore?
What's that?
Pitch out.
You're right.
And zipper uniforms. Teams are so locked in on the advantage of the counts. And they just don't want to give up strikes. The other thing you do is call for a high fastball or set up off the plate. Just throw a good heater. Up and away.
Line drive, center field. Oh, he slips. It's over his head. Cubs are going to get the lead. Hayward around third. He will score. 1-0.
I don't know if Owings, if he breaks properly, has a chance to make a play on that ball, but he was clearly fooled, broke in before realizing that it was going to sail over his head. He took a couple steps in at least before changing direction.
So Rizzo's now knocked in 8 runs against the Diamondbacks in 5 games this season. And the Cubs have grabbed the lead. Zobrist will be intentionally walked.
Well, Estella's next, so I'm guessing we're going to get Curtis out of the Diamondback bullpen. And then we'll see how Joe Madden decides to play it.
There is ball 4, and that will be it for Archie Bradley, who was very good today. I think that's it. No, it's not. So he's going to leave his young starter in to face La Stella.
Curtis, the only left-hander that Hale has down there in his bullpen, so I guess he's got to be mindful of when he uses that weapon. Stella 1 out of 2 today, doubled out our way back in the second, left center field 2-base hit for La Stella.
And oh, the count.
Pitching away from contact right now. La Stella will expand his zone and get himself out. That's a tough proposition. La Stella has real good command of the strike zone.
Three and one. Bradley's made 11 big league starts. This is his 12th, and he is nearing his career high in pitches, which is 112. This next offering will be 111 today. And here it comes. 3 and 2. Base runners will be traveling here. Rizzo from second, Zobrist from first. Stella strikes out, so Bradley ends his day with his 10th strikeout, but the Cubs get the lead. Anthony Rizzo's double. It's 1-0 Cubs after 6. John Lackey now working with a lead for the first time today. See what he's done through 6 innings. Defensive changes. Addison Russell comes into play short. He replaces La Stella in the lineup. Baez moves over to third. Foul strike. Jake Lamb.
Jake Lamb's had 2 good swings at Lackey here today. Line out in the second, deep to right field. Nice play by Hayward, and then a solid single to right field last time up.
Foul upstairs, 38,813. Inside the friendly confines. Gorgeous Friday afternoon. Bounce back to the big right-hander. Make sure you follow In-Game Live on CSNChicago.com, presented by State Farm. He started the day with an earned run average of 3.16. It was down to 289 currently. Arching curveball fouled back by Castillo. So the Cubs rotation at the moment, all 5 guys. Arrieta 156, Hamill 209, Lester 229, Hendricks 284, Lackey 289.
Collectively 230 something, best in baseball by a pretty significant margin now.
This is the 53rd game of the year. Oh, 2. A little bit inside. Lackey working hard. Does not mess around. Time call. Archie Bradley, and we assume he's done for the day. Struck out 9 in his last start to set a new career high, and he's done it again today with 10. That's Nick Ahmed, but Archie Bradley pitched well.
Nick Ahmed was thinking, it's been a nice quiet day for me because Archie Bradley pitched so well.
Tie it all together. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Last year, while pitching for St. Louis, John threw more two-seam fastballs. He was more of a pitch-to-contact guy, and I don't know if that was just a Cardinal philosophy. I know for years that was with Dave Duncan as the pitching coach there. Sinkers, early strikes, try to get ground balls. So it's interesting if that was the case, that he was that guy last year, and this year he's become more of a strikeout pitcher, using his slider and his curveball a little bit more, especially the slider. I don't know if it was a conscious decision to be that guy last year and a little bit different guy this year, or if it's just the way it's coming together. He came into the start with a strikeout rate close to 27%, which is well above league average, and 7 or 8 points higher than what he did last year. And he was very effective last year. He was just a little different.
Brenly getting ready for the 7th inning stretch. And he is in our booth with his granddaughter Gemma. Sure
she's kind of wavering.
She wants mommy. 3-1. Some people were asking on Twitter, with Bob coming back to Wrigley, what's going on with his son Michael, formerly in the Cubs organization. He is the bullpen catcher of the Boston Red Sox. In the air, down along right, and they scatter out of the bullpen. It's on a play. By the way, we didn't tell Bob we were broadcasting in the bleachers today, so he has no idea where we are. He assumes we're mad at him or something.
We could kind of
where are they?
Point a laser at him or something. Shoot up a flare.
Ground ball, foul ball. Could have been trouble.
Wind is picking up. I mentioned John with that downward trending earned run average. Had a couple clunkers early. Boy, you throw those out of the equation, and he's going to be right there with Arrieta.
Yep.
Sometimes you have a professor that, or a teacher, throw out the 2 lowest grades.
Clippard has joined Jake Barrett.
Charged with 6 earned runs against the Diamondbacks his very first start of the year, and then at the end of April in Cincinnati, he also allowed 6 earned runs.
Good battle here.
2 starts ago in St. Louis, he went 7 innings, allowed 3 earnings. Everything else, it's been 2-1 or none.
Pitch at bat. Chris Owings, he has fouled off 4 in a row. Ball 4. Second time Owings has walked. Tying run now on base. And before Tomas bats, Chris Bosio will make a visit to the mound. Pitch count still in good shape.
It's a good visit here by Bosio. Just wants to make sure everybody's on the same page as to how they want to go after Tomas. I'm sure the big righties in a proper frame of mind here. Now, Owings, heck of an at-bat working the walk. Tomas, a more dangerous hitter.
Diamondbacks won 1 game in that 4-game set in Phoenix in early April. And on April 8th, Tomas in a game-ending RBI single. Ground ball foul to third.
Owings has stolen 7 bases this year. He has not been caught. Diamondbacks have been efficient. 75% success rate in the stolen base department. League average rate around 65%. Swipe 36, been caught 12 times.
Slider 0-2. Fans on their feet. Ground ball into left. Owings will pull up at second. 2-out walk, 2-out single. That one came on an 0-2. Inning still alive.
Thought Madden going to get called back. Perhaps. Well, he's working his way back. Madden is coming out of the Cub dugout. He's going to bring in Adam Warren here.
Nice hand for John Lackey. It's the Midas Tire and Auto Service call to the pen. Cubs lead 1-0 in the 7th. We'll be back. And auto service called to the pen. And it's right-hander Adam Warren.
19th time Adam has trotted out there. He's pitched to a 2.79 ERA. He's been awfully tough on right-handed hitters, just a 133 batting average for them. But he's not going to get a right-handed batter here. Chip Hale's going to counter with a pinch hitter.
Chris Herman will bat. And the line not yet complete. John Lackey.
Backup catcher, but fighting for more playing time. He's really been swinging the bat well this year, especially of late.
First pitch fastball for a strike. He's played a few innings at first and a little outfield as well. Trying to get him some more playing time.
351 average in his last 19 games with 3 triples, 3 homers, and 14 driven in.
1 ball, 1 strike. Cubs took the lead on an Anthony Rizzo RBI double in the 6th. Diamondbacks rallying here with 2 outs in the 7th. Warren's 1-1. Ground ball to Zobrist. Out at first. Time for the Mazda's 7th inning stretch.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Up to the Ballgame, former Cubs broadcaster Bob Bradley.
Hey, hey! It's my granddaughter, Gemma Rose. She wants you to sing it loud, make Harry proud. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's you're out at the old ball game. All right!
Kinds of changes here for the Diamondbacks. Jake Barrett is pitching. Chris Owings has gone to short. Michael Bourne has gone to center, and I guess Herman is in right.
Barrett, he can rush it up there, mid to upper 90s. So tight slider, that was it right there. That's mostly what you're going to see from this right-hander. 24 years of age, 6'3", 230. 3rd round pick of the D-backs in 2012. They've used 22, 23 different pitchers this year. Seems like an awful lot.
It does.
For early June.
Yeah. Two balls, two strikes. He got him. Slider from Barrett.
Saw Barrett in that series in Arizona early in the year. He was with them for a while, then sent out and recalled a couple weeks ago. That's a quality offering right there.
88, yeah. Bourne moving from right to center. Herman playing right. And Owings coming in and playing short after Ahmed was lifted for the pinch hitter. 0-2 on Baez. Two-strike offering. Boy, 3 straight excellent sliders. All at different speeds.
As a weapon. Hey folks, join the Cubs season ticket holder waiting list today to claim your spot in our lineup for season tickets. It's easy. It's free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list.
Jorge Soler pinch hitting. And a slider in the dirt. Fastball 97. Up and in.
If you're leaning out to get that slider, 97 up and in, create some problems for you.
Three and 0.
Red light, red light, red light, green light. You ready to make a play?
Absolutely. Or at least duck out of the way. Didn't want that one. 3 and 1.
He can get that one too. That'd be a little easier to handle down there than the one up around hands high.
Taken for ball 4. Red Sox hosting the Blue Jays tonight. R.A. Dickey for Toronto. David Price for the Red Sox. Xander Bogaerts will try to extend a hitting streak and sits at 26 games.
Couldn't those guys have gotten together and had Stephen Wright pitch that game for the Red Sox? And the whole all-knuckleballer matchup?
Would have been fun. Moustakas is done for the season. Right knee surgery.
David Wright down for 6 to 8 weeks possibly with a herniated disc in his neck.
Fowler with a man on, 2 down. So with John Lackey getting his earned run average down to 288, all 5 Cubs starters have an ERA of under 3. Jake Arrieta's under 2. The Nationals starting staff has an ERA above every Cubs starter. They're at 306. Segura, foul ground, and the inning is over. So we go to the 8th. It's the Cubs 1 and the Diamondbacks nothing. Game schedule. It is brought to you by Travel Wisconsin. Plan your fun today at travelwisconsin.com. Early games Saturday, Sunday to wrap up the homestand, and a 3-city trip starting in Philadelphia Monday night. Right-hander Pedro Strop here in the 8th. Facing pinch hitter Ricky Weeks.
See the numbers on Strop. They are very good. 28 strikeouts against 8 walks and 20 innings of work. Adam Warren got a very important out. Victor Rondon has been dealing with some back issues. A couple days ago he was not available. We believe that he is good to go. Good enough to go.
Swing and a miss on this slider. Pedro, these last couple of years, has incorporated a quick pitch into his repertoire with nobody on base. It has upset a few opposing hitters, but he has stuck to his guns on it. He said it's not illegal. Batters in the box, he's ready. My job's to upset their timing and rhythm. And he has clearly done that to a lot of guys.
Yeah, and I'm surprised more guys don't do it. Now, there is, if you read the rule book, there is an interpretation that would allow you to, if you're an umpire, to call an illegal pitch even with nobody on base.
There's one. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
And I would like to, chart the swing percentage he gets on it, because it's really high. And usually the swing is kind of a panicky looking swing.
Backed up on him, but that's okay if it lands well out of the strike zone. strikes out. Oh, he's upset.
Red Pen's getting a pretty good workout here today. Let's see where this one is. Did it catch the corner? No.
On Segura. Take it all the way. 1-1. Two and one. Get Segura to bite with 2 strikes, maybe 3-1. So most starts this season allowing 1 or fewer earned runs. You've got Lester, you've got Arrieta, you've got Hamill.
And the rest of the Cubs rotation, i.e. Lackey, Hendricks climbing that ladder as well. It was number 5 for Lackey today.
8 games into the homestand, starter ERA is under 1. Segura with a high fly ball coming in now. Jason Hayward, 2 gone.
Is that proper use of IE, by the way?
Say it again.
I said the rest of the Cubs rotation working their way up that ladder, i.e. Lackey and Hendricks.
Well,
not sure exactly
IE means
how to
that is, so
yeah.
I think so.
The Latin for something, right?
That is, or in other words. Whereas EG would be like, for example.
For example.
So I think either of those probably would work.
What about fielding independent IE?
Two and 1 to Bourne. He's not reached base yet. 1 for 3. And he will not reach this time as he lines to Chris Bryant right in front of us. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 1-0 Cubs.
way to get to Wrigley Field is by working your way up through the system with dogged determination and or public transportation. The Cubs offer a free bike check that's now located by the Addison Red Line station. If you drive your car, the Cubs provide free remote parking and shuttle service. They do that on night and weekend games. For information, visit the A to Z guide at Cubs.com.
Boy, did we open a can of worms with IE versus EG. Here's Zach Curtis, a left-hander, against Jason Hayward.
Curtis, a rookie, had not pitched above A ball prior to being called up by the Diamondbacks. How about that? Went deep into their organization to find a lefty, and the only one in their bullpen is Zach Curtis, 23 years of age.
He's on page 248 in the minor league section of their 2016 media guide. 1-1. Goldschmidt, but he could not. And I'm sticking in my original statement that IE worked, because you didn't just give a couple of members of the rotation, you gave the exact other two members.
Okay.
So that's why, to me, IE works. If you said the Cubs or the rest of the rotation, EG, 2 of 4 you needed to mention, it would have been EG, not IE. But you said all of them. I'm going with it. Bryant with the big homer yesterday, the day before. Ouch. He just got hit.
That falls under the category. If you're going to make a mistake, don't make it out over the plate. Curtis, 6th round pick in 2014. So he didn't have that many professional seasons under his belt. Closer last year in A ball for them. So 33 ball games. And then a couple of saves at high A this year in 8 appearances before joining the big club. Here he is on the mound at Wrigley Field.
Chatting with his pitching coach, Mike Butcher. And a positive sign, Hector Rondon, who was unavailable a couple of days ago due to back stiffness, standing on the bullpen mound with Lester Strode.
It's got to be one of those welcome to the big league moments for Curtis. He has pitched in 11 major league games prior to today, but packed house at a day game at Wrigley. Made his debut April 30th after being called up from Visalia.
Strike one. Insurance would be nice. Paul Goldschmidt will lead off the top of the 9th for Arizona. It's a strike on a slider. Hefty home run leaderboard. Good battle here between Bryant and Rizzo. Zobrist a distant third, although Would not have predicted he'd be anywhere close to the team leader in homers when they started. 7 so far through a couple of months. .59 Zach Curtis. Baseball players come in all shapes and sizes.
There's no guaranteed correlation between size and power in this sport, especially on the mound.
Ripped into right. Bryant on his way to third, and he will stop there. Throw to second. Out. That's a big out in this inning.
Now, great execution by the Diamondbacks here. Herman gets that ball quickly on to Segura, and a quick relay into second base. After reviewing and debating the challenge here, and I would suspect that they'll go ahead and challenge this one. If there's any doubt in their minds, it's probably worth taking another look.
Joe has issued a challenge. And we will get a Foresight Technology replay review. What do you think?
I don't
Foresight
know.
Technology replay
That's
review.
what I think. I mean, that is about as close as it can get. So I don't know if there's going to be enough for them to overturn. Can't tell there, really. The toe gets to the bag before the tag is applied.
Fans right in front of us.
They seem to think
convinced
so.
he's
That's,
safe.
yeah, shockingly. See, now Owings, I think that was Owings applying the tag there. Kind of did the get in, get out thing. Had he stayed on Anthony with the glove, there appeared to be a moment too after the initial tag where Anthony may have popped up off the base.
As of right now, single and a 9-4-6 put out at second. In the inning, runner at third, and it will be Ben Zobrist.
There's a right-hander up in the bullpen right now. And they're going to stay with his young lefty, and they're going to put Zobrist on.
Addison Russell on deck. Silvino Bracho up in the bullpen. Where's Socrates Brito when we need him?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that Socrates isn't with the big club.
Curtis will not get a chance to face Addison Russell. It'll be Bracho instead. We'll be right back. Time for the Midas Tire and Auto Service call to the pen. Here's Silvino Bracho.
You kind of want to sing Bracho, Bracho Man, don't you? How do you not? Bracho Man has not had a lot of work here at the big league level. 13 games last year, 5 so far this season. High leverage situation.
Russell with his first plate appearance recently came into play short.
Chappelle trusting his youngsters here. Curtis and now Bracho. Barrett too, for that matter, a rookie.
Zobrist to third. He's being sent by Gary Jones. He will score. It's 3-0.
Addison Russell's had a number of big late game hits, especially here in this ballpark. And on top of that slider, rips it into the left field corner, and 2 come home.
Montero will be intentionally walked with Baez on deck. Still a save spot for Rondon, but just in case they score some more here, Justin Grimm is up. said the game lacks a lot of pitch outs these days. We've seen a bunch here lately.
Yeah, 3 intentional walks. When you only have one lefty in the bullpen, it's tougher to match up, so you're more likely to intentionally walk to try to get the right matchup. And then always danger when you put extra men on base. 21 intentional walks issued by the Diamondbacks this year. That's among the most in the National League.
Heater for a strike. Oh, 2.
Tough day so far for Baez with those 3 strikeouts, all swinging. And he finds himself in a no-ball, 2-strike count.
Deep center, way back, Bourne can't get it. 2 more runs will score. 5-0, and that ball ends up out of play. And Baez will be allowed to score as well. 6-0.
And just like that, Javi Baez day turns around. 0 for 3 with 3 punch-outs. 2-run double. Turns into a Little League home run with the errant throw. Oh, this game turned in a hurry. Oh, man, what a job getting on top of that high fastball.
So it was Owings who threw that ball into the seats over the dugout. Wow. Tim Fedorovich now. Base is empty. 6-0. Cubs putting up 5, all with 2 outs here in the 8th. Strike 1. Hector Rondon no longer needed. Herman in right, and he dropped it. He dropped it. Throw back to first, thrown away. This is, oh my.
Somebody put a 10 over this circus. Pretty good shape right off the heel of his glove. To his credit, he recovers, hustles the ball back into second base.
Fowler's the 9th Cub to bat here in the 8th. This has been a wild 8th inning. Cubs have made the Diamondbacks pay for not consecutive, but 2 intentional walks, followed by 2-run doubles. Diamondbacks have committed a couple of errors as well.
And clearly you can understand or get into the head of Chip Hale a little bit as to his strategy here today. He intentionally walked Ben Zobrist twice. So, what do you look at as a manager? What has happened most recently, or the big picture? Big picture, Ben Zobrist has been outstanding lately. His at-bats haven't been quite as sharp.
And did that hit him? It did. So Fowler got hit by the pitch. Diamondbacks disagreeing with the call. Yep. See just a little deflection. Did you see it?
The first look we had at it, I thought perhaps.
Watch the ball change direction. Maybe. I thought I saw it. Maybe I was looking for it.
That would be a call that Hunter Wettelstadt would make based on what he heard.
Hayward started the inning with a ground out to first. As we were having our grammar conversation. A big hack and he missed it. One and two. Pulling away with 5 here in the 8th. This was a scoreless tie into the bottom of the 6th. It's through the legs of the catcher Castillo, and both runners advance.
First run scored on an Anthony Rizzo double on a ball that was misplayed by Chris Owings in center field. And again, I don't know if he would have been able to make a play anyway, but first 2 or 3 steps were in. The ball was over his head. Through the 5-hole on Castillo. So things getting real sloppy here for the Diamondbacks.
Miss, and the inning is over. Let's see, 2 hit batters, 2 intentional walks, 2 errors, 2 2-run doubles. And Chip Hale after the game might say, make it a double. 6-0.
The 2016 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot is here. Head to Cubs.com to choose your All-Star Game worthy stars and send them to the MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard on July 12th in San Diego. Vote today, vote tomorrow, vote at Cubs.com.
Right-hander Justin Grimm in a non-save spot. His team leading 6-0 in the ninth.
Kind of ironic, went into the last half inning hoping to get one. Had a little insurance with Goldschmidt due to lead off the top half of the ninth. The Cubs end up scoring 5 times. No Hector Rondon. Justin Grimm comes on for the 23rd time. Goldschmidt, Lamb, and Castillo do for the Snakes. Goldschmidt's done a lot of damage in his career against the Cubs. Nothing so far here today.
Oh, that was a nasty curveball. Bottom just fell out of that pitch. Cubs have 5 shutouts so far this year. And a combined 5-hitter placed on the fastball. 0-2. Chance here to improve to 23 games over 500. Hawked out into right center for a base hit. Goldschmidt on his way to second, and he's got 2.
Regardless of score, game situation, Goldschmidt's going to give you a tough AB. Grimm had the jump on him, tried to get him to chase that high fastball. He got him to chase. But Goldschmidt able to line it to right side. That's kind of that Rizzo 2-strike approach. Real quiet lower body using the hands.
MLB.com's Phil Rogers tweeting, this is the 8th time this year the Cubs have scored in the 7th or later. To take a potential save situation away from Hector Rondon. I'm sure he doesn't mind that much, right? It's all about winning.
Well, especially now that he's nursing this little bit of a back thing. He knows he's going to get plenty of chances between now and the end of the year.
So Grimm can put away Lamb on an 0-2. Fouled off. Two and two.
Grimm, a right-hander who was very good against left-handed hitters.
Goldschmidt will advance to third, which the Cubs are not concerned about. Sunday, join us for the homestand finale. Jake Arrieta back to the mound. He'll try to improve to a perfect 10-0 on the season. Coverage starts at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live, presented by Fields Auto on CSN Chicago. Infield back, runner third, one out. Work by our entire CSN crew. Extra effort today, getting us set up out here in left field. Special thanks to our tech manager Mark Harper, his whole crew. Joe Rios from the Cubs. It's been a great setup. We could not have chosen a better day. Strike three. Two down.
That's the thing about Grimm. His curveball is so good. Hitters have to respect that pitch, and it gets a lot of looks at fastballs.
Chris Owings with 2 outs. Outside ball one. Our producer today, John Walsh. Dave Turner, our director, Keon Dolet-Shahi, our associate producer. And again, great work by everybody involved. 96 in the dirt. Those are not easy pitches to snag for a catcher. 2-0.
It seems like Grimm this year has been dinged by some, I guess what you might call consolation runs. He comes into a game like this when there's a comfortable lead and maybe someone pops one on him, or I think when you break his season down, when he's been out there in high leverage situations, he's been at his best.
2-1.
Two places he's likely to go, down and away here, or that swing and miss curveball down below the knees. Whoop, overthrew it. A little amped up.
Cubs win a combined 6-hit shutout.
We've been talking about starting pitching throughout this homestand, and once again an outstanding effort by a Cubs starter. Today it was John Lackey. 6 2/3 of scoreless baseball. He allowed 5 hits, a couple of walks, struck out 9. And a big uprising in the bottom of the 8th, helped along by some sloppy play by the Diamondbacks. The Cubs cruise to another win.
Yeah, this will go down as a blowout win, but final score slightly deceiving as it was tight into the late innings. The Cubs, as they have done all year, finding a way. 38-15 through the first 53 games.
We're going to pick up a half a game on the second place Pirates, so back to 9 games better than Pittsburgh. That's the biggest lead they've had all year, tied for the biggest lead.
Cubs have won 9 of their last 10. Let's go down to the field and Kelly Crawl.
All right, guys. Well, Archie Bradley, pretty tough there in the start, Anthony. But that third time around for you, what were you looking to do a little differently there? What you were looking for?
You know, his fastball has a good life to it, and we were all saying in the dugout how it just gets on you, keeps getting a good swing on it, and I did there. Fortunately, it found the grass.
Well, and then in the 8th there, those were some big runs to tack on. I know things got a little crazy out there, but for your guys to keep their composure, I know that was big with Paul Goldschmidt coming up.
Yeah, big time. Especially with a 1-1 leading goalie coming up. For us to tack on there, I mean, Lackey pitched his tail off, and for him to get the win is nice, and for us to score those runs is really nice.
I was just going to say, a lot's been made of your pitching, but over the last 8 games, they're below a 1 ERA right now, Anthony. I mean, they're setting the tone for this team, don't you think?
Yeah, no doubt. Every day they come in and they give us a chance to win. They give us a chance to just go out there and hit and not put pressure on ourselves. So they don't get enough credit, but it's a good thing. Let them just keep doing their thing.
So enjoy this one. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There you go, 2 for 3. Anthony Rizzo and the Cubs take game 1 against the Diamondbacks, guys.
All right, Kelly, thanks. And the toast of the game is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. John Lackey, the starter and winner.
We should start to call this piece the starting pitcher of the game, because almost every day it's been a Cubs starting pitcher, and there's been some outstanding offensive performances of late as well. But the pitching has just been so good day after day after day, and Lackey does it again here today, punching out 9, holding the Diamondbacks scoreless.
Binny's Beverage Depot, the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. 12:30 for our coverage on Sunday to wrap up the series in homestand. D-backs and Cubs. Coming up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live for JD and our entire crew here at Wrigley. Len Casper inviting you to stay tuned for that. Cubs 6, Diamondbacks nothing, your final.